I fall into these breakfast routines where I make something like, this is really good. And then I do the same thing over and over again for weeks or months. And then there comes a point where I'm like, okay, it's time to move on. We need to do something else. So the winter was oatmeal, beautiful steel cut oats with berries on the top and maple syrup. And now I'm on to one of my usuals, poached eggs. Do you know how to poach an egg? Do you know how to do it properly? Have you never had one before? Well, the police are coming. If you haven't had poached eggs before, let me tell you that they are delicious. They're comforting. They're also very healthy because the egg is not cooked in oil. It's just cooked in water. So poached eggs over the years have been something that I usually go to when I'm sick. Like if I have a cold, I'll usually have a poached egg instead of a fried egg or a scrambled egg. I try to avoid dairy when I'm sick. So poached egg is just one of those good things. It's very simple to do. However, there are some details about this process that I think will help you if you've poached. Here's the thing about great cooks. This is what I discovered. Someone told me this. A sign of an excellent cook is that the one thing they cannot do is toast bread. They always burn their bread. And I know somebody else in Ireland who is an incredible cook, Gigi. My friend Gigi, we joke about this because we're the same. I put it down, it popped up before we started talking, and I was like, it's not toasted enough. Put it down saying, I'll keep an eye on it. Then started talking. Anyways, this is not bad for, it can be this dark for a poached egg. This side is nicer. So first thing you do, toast some bread, and if you are fine with dairy, butter that toast right away. And this can sit while you poach your egg. Let me point out that the knife that I'm using is so beautiful. It's old, and this little weasel was visiting Guy and Erica in Connecticut and I was looking for something and came across this knife in their drawer, and it was sitting at the back and it didn't look like it had been used in years. And I was like, what's this thing? And then Erica said, I think that's from Guy's family. And she showed it to Guy, and he's like, yeah, that's from my family. And I said, are you using it? He said, no. Can I have it? He's like, okay. So, this beautiful knife sits on the counter because it's so pretty. Anyways, toast your bread. Butter it. Now, in this pot of water, I have started to bring it to a boil. You want the water to come to a boil, and then you want to turn it down. You don't want the egg to go into rapidly boiling water, but the water needs to be hot enough to cook that egg quickly. So it's almost there. It's almost boiling. The only thing you add to this water is 1 teaspoon of white vinegar. Okay? That helps the egg sort of come together when we put it in there. So I'm adding my vinegar. I'm giving the water a little stir. I'm going to cover it back up. And now, you want to crack your egg into a bowl. You can crack the egg like right here into the water, but you risk making a mess, like shell falling in, egg going on the stove. So I cracked the egg into a bowl. The fresher the eggs are, the better it will poach. So if the egg has just been laid by the hen like that day, you will be able to poach a beautiful round thing that has no stringy bits coming off of it, because the white will be very thick because it's very fresh. The longer an egg sits after the hen has laid the egg, the thinner the white gets. So if an egg is like 3 weeks old, the white will be fairly thin. If the egg has been laid that day, the white will be almost as thick as the yolk. And I know this because I had chickens and I observed all of this. And it was incredible to be able to just go to my chicken coop, get some eggs, and then poach those eggs. If you have a yard, May I be an influencer? May I influence you to consider building a little chicken coop in your backyard and acquiring 2 or 3 hens. Let me tell you that it will change your life for the better. The sound that those birds make, the act of caring for them, feeding them, watching them lay eggs, gathering those eggs, it's priceless. And I really miss having a chicken coop, so I live vicariously through people that have a chicken coop, and I want everyone to have a chicken coop if they can. So the water came to a boil. I turned down the heat. Look at it now. It's not rapidly boiling. Stir the water to create a whirlpool like this. And then while the whirlpool is going, gently put the egg in there. And turn the heat up a little bit. And now, use the spoon to just gather the egg together and make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. And what you want is for the yolk to be completely encased in the white. That's like the process of poaching the egg, is that the yolk's going to be at the middle and it's going to be surrounded by slightly cooked white. So this egg, because it's from the grocery store, is not extremely fresh, and I can tell just by what the white is doing, but it's not weeks old. And this doesn't take a long time at all. You can already see that the white is covering the yolk and is cooking. Now, to remove the egg from the water, ideally you use a spoon that has slots in it, a slotted spoon. I don't have a slotted spoon because it's not something that I use very often. So the way that I remove a poached egg from the water is I use this spoon and then I just hold another tool nearby, this Chinese spider, and that will drain out any excess water. So this just needs a tiny bit longer to cook. I'm going to move my toast directly beside the pan to make for an easy transfer. And if you like the egg to be fairly runny, take it out sooner. If you like it to be more cooked, leave it in a little longer. But that's basically it. This is how you do it. So I'm going to lift this out gently. Drain it here. Try to get out as much water as possible because you don't want that water going onto the toast. And then put it onto the toast. Now we can move back to the counter. All it needs is some salt. And if you want to put black pepper on there, you can put black pepper on as well. Let me show you what it looks like when you cut it open. This is how I like to serve a poached egg. On toast, on buttered toast. So you pierce it and the yolk is still runny. The white has been cooked, but it's very soft. Everything's very soft. There. And then this, with my fork and knife, cut off a piece of that toast that now has the white and the yolk on it. It's so simple, and yet it's so comforting. And I just think it's a beautiful thing. Poached egg doesn't require very much. It's a little daunting if you don't know how to do it, but now you know how. Try it yourself. Let me know what you think. Enjoy.